Whack-a-magab, everybody. It's time for another Joseph Manella track-by-track donation. And he wants me to put Death Angel Act 3 versus Dark Angel's Time Does Not Heal. Which one do I like more? I gotta go with Dark Angel now. I dig Act 3, but it's not one of my favorite Death Angel albums. The same I can say about Frolic Through the Park. The second and third Death Angel album, to me, are kind of their weakest albums, to be honest with you. Nothing I think will ever top the first album, Ultraviolence, but my God, do I love those later albums. You know, The Moth, Evil Divine. All those later Death Angel albums, when they got back together, are fucking phenomenal, man. I put them above the second and third Death Angel album, but I do like Act 3 more than Frolic Through the Park. Frolic Through the Park was, I don't know, it was kind of them trying to prove, look how musical we are. Though it does have its moments, like Third Floor, Road Mutants is pretty badass. I'm not a big fan of Bored. That's the hit on the album. But, you know, it's got its moments. You know, there are, Why You Do This is a good tune. But, yeah, Act 3 I like more. All right, let's get into this. All right. We start with Seemingly Endless Time versus the title track, Time Does Not Heal. This one was kind of tough. I almost gave it a Dark Angel. Almost. But Seemingly Endless Time barely nudges in, barely wins. I'm giving that one a Death Angel. All right, next. Stop versus Pain, Invention, Madness. Pain's Invention, Madness. I don't dislike Stop. I think Stop's a good tune, but I'm giving that one a Dark Angel. All right, next. Veil of Deception versus Act of Contortion. Now, I'm giving this one an Act of Contortion. Veil of Deception is them trying to be different, acoustic-y stuff, and it just doesn't resonate with me. I'm giving that one a Dark Angel. All right, next. The Organization versus the New Priesthood. Both awesome, but I gotta go with Death Angel. The Organization rules. And also the band, The Organization, which Death Angel became after this album, because Mark was out of the band and Death Angel continued without Mark. And they did Organization where Rob and the drummers both sang. Good stuff. 2 albums that I highly recommend, especially the first one. Check out the song Wonder off the first Organization album. I mean, it's mellow, but it's beautiful. It's one of the greatest songs, in my opinion, ever written. All right. Giving that to the Organization. Next, Discontinued versus Psychosexuality. I'm going with Psychosexuality. Discontinued's a little kind of like what they did in Frolic Through the Park. Look how musical we can be. It just doesn't work for me. All right, next. Room with a View versus An Ancient Inherent Shame. I love them both, but see, Room with a View, again, they're being different to do an acoustic number, but this song does resonate with me. I love Room with a View. I think it's awesome, and it wins. All right, next. Stagnant versus Trauma and Catharsis. I'm going with Trauma and Catharsis. Stagnant, And you know, by the way, by this time, I mean, this album was released as Death Angel, but then they changed their name to DA. Like, I remember when they made a video for Room with a View, the band was called DA. You know, on the video it said DA, Room with a View, because they wanted to get away from, I guess, the tag Death Angel. They didn't want to be, this, thrash thing, because, by this time, grunge was setting in and thrash was getting kind of like power groove stuff. Thrash was getting passé to the majority of people. I was hating it, man. I was like, fuck, man, I want my thrash back. Why are all these thrash bands changing their sound? Like, Testament did The Ritual. Even though I Hear Black from Overkill, Don't Get It Twisted, Let's Cut the Deck. That's an awesome album, but it's not thrash. All these bands that were Something Wicked, This Way Comes from Nuclear Assault was not thrash. All these bands, Anthrax, Sound of White Noise, great album, but wasn't thrash. Everybody was following Metallica. When they did the Black Album, everybody changed. All right, next. EXTC versus sensory deprivation. Both cool, but I'm going with Death Angel on this one. I love EXTC. I think it's awesome. All right, next song, Disturbing the Peace versus Subtle Induction. I'm going with Subtle Induction. Yeah, and now there is one extra song, Falling Asleep, Death Angel, but there's no more Dark Angel songs, so I can't put it against that. And Falling Asleep is one of my favorite songs off this album, but it can't compete. So Joseph Manella, this is the final score. And as you can see, Dark Angel only won by 1 point, and I like it much more than Act 3, but it's all luck of the draw, people. So thank you, Joseph. You rock, my friend, and everybody out there watching right now. You all kick ass, and I hope you're subscribed to my channel. If not, please subscribe to my channel. Ring that little notification bell. And please leave a comment below what you feel about Act 3 and Time Does Not Heal. I really would appreciate that. And like the video because it's good for the YouTube algorithms. So stay frosty. Listen to Black Sabbath and smack 'em a gob.